and that's the Florida Gators and the Tennessee Volunteers. At this point, if you've listened to anything the Field of 12 has done, you followed the narrative on Anthony Richardson from gassing up to is he a top 5 player in the country to, oh my goodness, we're 3 weeks into the season and he still hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. There's a big pendulum with this kid. He is talented as hell. But right now, it's fair to say he is struggling. They almost lost to South Florida last week. Huge interception when they could have sealed the game. Gave South Florida a second life. Ultimately, the Gators sneak away with a win. Clint, you're our quarterback here tonight. I'm going to go to you first. Why is Anthony Richardson struggling the way that he is at this point in the season to your eye?
Well, look here. If I had the answer to that right there, I'd call my man out at Florida, and I'd sell him a quick tip for a cool $1 million if I had the answer to that one. G, look, I don't know that I've ever seen a quarterback look so good in week 1 versus a very, very good opponent, and then look like he was in a total different headspace. He hasn't just struggled in terms of his stat lines, or he hasn't just struggled if you and I go watch the film and we discuss what's going on. It's ugly on all fronts. The craziest thing about Anthony Richardson to me personally as being a quarterback is when I watch him struggle, it appears that he goes into a place mentally where he can't recover. It appears that he shuts down. It appears that he blocks everything and everybody out. And I'm just going strictly off of watching the TV copy and watching a lot of the TV copy, watching a lot of this kid play. His facial expressions are completely different. He's almost distant from his squad. So I don't know exactly what causes it. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So I can't speak to their X's and O's. But I've never seen a swing from one extreme of being on top of the world and just showcasing an unbelievable talent to not playing well, appearing to be lost, and just shutting yourself off to everything that's going on in that stadium. I don't have the answers. If I had the answers, I'd make me a cool $1 million real quick. But I tell you, it's a damnedest thing. I don't know that I've ever seen anything like this in a 3-game stretch with a quarterback.
So, Darian, I want to get your perspective here because from the times that I've done shows with you, we've talked a little bit about your time at Clemson and the guys you played with, but specific to this situation with Anthony Richardson, right? Crazy expectations thrown upon one guy. And you played with DJ, who has sort of rode that roller coaster from, oh my God, he's God's gift to football, to, oh my God, he's not what we thought he was on a week-to-week basis. And you've seen up close behind closed doors what a person has to deal with when they're thrown into that setting. What is that like in a locker room? And how does that affect the other guys who you can look across the room and see that there's all this pressure on a guy who's just not living up to expectations?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that comes with the territory, especially the position of playing quarterback. It just comes with it. And so as much praise, I think the quarterback probably gets sometimes more praise than they should, and they get more criticism than they should. It kind of goes both ways. And so sometimes when things are going well, people might be thinking they're doing way better than what they really are because the ship's just rolling. And when things are going bad, he may be catching way more slack than he's supposed to. But at the same time, it's kind of, you got to take both. And so for me, I think kind of going off what Clem was saying is just, I would love to see him kind of get back zoned in. I've seen what can happen if you kind of get down like 2-game stretch where you're just not in a rhythm. I feel like it's to be a good game for him to kind of get back on track, or it could be one of those things that could just continue to hit that tipping point, just continue to spiral down. And I don't know what the backup situation is like if we don't to have a competitive number 2. That's a big deal too. I think a lot of number 2, it kind of puts a rightful pressure on the guy. It's almost worse when a guy is struggling and you don't have a good backup because he's just in there just like drowning. And he's just like, I just got to keep going out there. It's almost more detrimental to me when that's the case. And so, and just kind of turn the page a little bit, especially for this game, I think Hendon Hooker is having a season that people thought Anthony Richardson would have. And I think Hendon Hooker has been playing solid. Like he came off a good season last year, transferred in from BT, and now building off that because he won last year. Now he's the guy going to this year. They're 3-0. They're rolling, and they're putting up points. And so they kind of had two easy games. To me, this is Florida's game to really solidify what they're going to be about this season. Are they going to be a team who had a big rank win the first week, lose the second week, and then struggle against a lesser opponent? Are they going to be to rise up? And to me, Tennessee, this is their first. But they beat Pitt, but I feel like first kind of continuation challenge. Like, who are they going to be? Are they going to be a team that's really going to be competitive on that side? And so I think both teams. It's a statement game for both sides and for both quarters.
We're dropping our merch.
We got to start calling Underwood Daddy Brad. But I'm a big pod guy. Breaking news. The Field of 68 has an online store, and it's your one-stop shop for the latest and greatest merch in college basketball and college football. You can find shirts to support your favorite team, make fun of your rival team, or boast Field of 68 catchphrases like Daddy Brad, Cussin' and Discussin', and the Star Heels. Go to www.fieldof68.shop today and enter promo code touchdown for 20% off at checkout. The Tennessee side of this game, Darian alluded to it a little bit, but big opportunity for a team that, from my eye, people are still not taking incredibly seriously, at least not as like an SEC champion level team, right? There's levels to this. I say that all the time. And there's still a big leap they got to make. But this team has passed the test thus far this season, and they're 10.5-point favorites at home, Clint. I mean, that number jumped out to me, and the gambler within me is like, holy crap. Are they 11 points better than this Florida team? Do you expect Tennessee to come into this game and secure a double-digit victory?
Well, look, that's a tough question, man. And the gambler in me says stay the hell away from it, right? I mean, here's the thing is when you look at Florida, it's all about Anthony Richardson. And Anthony Richardson has played 3 games at home, and we've seen a major swing in his psyche, if you will, on the football field, his football psyche, that is. Look, I've had the worst night of my life in Neyland Stadium back in the day. This place is an absolute monster. I mean, they got 100,000+. They're going to be rocking and rolling. Anthony Richardson has never experienced anything like this in terms of actually playing for 4 quarters. If you get the Utah Anthony Richardson, then I like Florida getting 10.5. If you get what we've seen the last 2 weeks, hell, this will be a 3-touchdown ball game, and Tennessee will be singing Rocky Top so loud we'll hear it down here in Houston. Unfortunately, that still rings in my damn ears for some reason. But yeah, look, I mean, Tennessee is to your point when we first came out of Georgia's quarterback breakdown. Don't ever count Tennessee out, and don't ever count Florida out. They've always got dudes that can match up against the best of the best, man for man. And now Tennessee's got a quarterback, which you just saw some of the best of. And not only do they have a great quarterback, they got a great play caller in Josh Heupel. They see it through the same lens. And my man's got not 1, not 2, but 3 wide receivers. Hell, there may be more than that right now if we're being completely honest. His wide receivers, guys, check this out, D. His wide receivers, when he's throwing the football to a wide receiver, they're averaging 15+ yards per catch as a whole. And I'm looking at the list. There's 15 of them on here. As all of them together, when he throws the football, it leaves his hand and a wide receiver catches it. They're 15+ yards per. That's big, man. That's not a one-man show. That's not a great quarterback. That's a great play caller and all of the above doing absolute work. Tennessee's got a real chance here, fellas, not only to cover that 10.5, but they got a real chance to cause a lot of problems in the SEC East.
What's going on, guys? Rob Doster here, the founder of the Field of 68 and the Field of 12 Media Networks. I wanted to take a quick minute to let you guys know about an exciting new project that we have been working on for the last 3 months. The Almanac, an all-encompassing preview of the 2022-23 college basketball season. We spoke with every single Division I head coach to give you a robust and accurate preview for all 363 Division I college basketball teams. We have predictions for conference finishes for all 32 leagues. We have features on the best freshmen, the best big men, the breakout stars, the coaches on the hot seat, so much more. It is 600,000 words of sheer happiness for the college basketball fan in your life. The Almanac is going to be available for digital purchase on September 26th for just $19.99, but you can pre-order it today using the promo code HOOPS and save 20%. Just hit the link in the description below.